Pro-Chancellor, Senior Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Members of Senate, distinguished guests, members of staff, graduands, and your guests. This occasion is such an important milestone for all of you, for your families and your support networks. Congratulations. I hope you'll all take a quiet moment to look at your selfies later on tonight with pride in what you have achieved. It is not an end point, but it does mark a point of transition that is more than simply needing to find a job. I've had a lifelong connection to UWA and the Nedlands campus, partly due to what I'm increasingly aware has been a privileged upbringing. But the nature of my connection has changed, as I have, through different phases of my life. I grew up within walking distance of the campus, and my first formal learning experience was as a kindergarten student on campus. I think this was partly for parental convenience, but we were also live subjects for UWA researchers and students. This same building was to become the construction site office for the eZone project many years later. In my primary school years, I rode my bicycle throughout the campus at what I thought at the time was with great speed and audacity. In my high school years, we would sneak onto campus at night to see movies like The Exorcist in the Social Sciences Lecture Theatre. This meant that I had to try and impersonate an adult student to gain entry. I started my Bachelor of Architecture on campus in the 1980s, in the dying years of free tertiary education. Many of us protested this change vigorously at the time, to no avail, and the financial pressures on students and universities have continued to climb in direct contrast to the societal benefits that both provide. I remember these days as far more carefree and hedonistic than was probably the reality. We literally lived on campus when submission deadlines loomed, and we internalised the bad habits of time management and working hours that are endemic to many of the creative professions. Across all these different phases, there has been an overlap between the constant and the transitory. The campus grounds still invoke the same sense of being both cloistered and open as they did 40 years ago. But the topics and the challenges being studied have evolved enormously. I haven't found life to be quite as neatly linear as might be expected, and thank heavens for that. My most recent phase has been the eZone project, on which I have worked with others for more than 6 years. One of the most joyful aspects of this project has been seeing the connections between students, researchers and academics, and the genuine curiosity for their subjects, for the world and for each other. There is a love of learning for its own sake, refreshingly at odds with messaging focused on learning solely as a means to salaried work and enhancing GDP. What are, for me, arcane areas of study, particularly in mathematics, physics and computing, are inextricably linked with each other. There are clear overlaps with design, fine art, beauty, music and philosophy. And this is one of the wonderful aspects of architecture and working in a multidisciplinary design firm. It's in these overlaps and the connections between all of you that the interesting things happen. This is a big driver for the eZone project. Another driver was having enough confidence in the students to provide formal, unprogrammed space for all of you to own and use. It's been delightful to see this happening organically, particularly during study week, evidenced by the number of empty pizza boxes each morning. Since the opening during COVID, there has been more than 1,200 events held in eZone, and more than 500 of these have been student-led. It is this type of engagement and enthusiasm that provides such optimism for the future of both your careers and for the planet, which has been left to you in a fairly shabby state by my and previous generations. I'm not a big fan of that indulgence of older generations in which we offer up homilies to those who will usurp us. But I have realised there is a difference between intellect, which all of you have in spades, and wisdom, which comes from lived experience. And you always learn more from when things have gone wrong than when they go right. So in that spirit, I'll finish with 4 thoughts. Firstly, stay curious and listen to others, particularly if you disagree with them. Secondly, always hire people who are already or will be better than yourself. Thirdly, in this era where management and process can become an end in itself, consider what the actual impact of whatever crisis is currently consuming you will be in 5 years' time or longer. And finally, from time to time, do something analogue. Make something with your own hands, meet someone in real life, or draw something with a real pen, just for the sheer joy of it. Thank you and good luck.